As it's F, just wait a few moments, that's the normal. Yeah, I know. I was going to put down, hi, everybody. Welcome to the trading room and blah, blah, blah. It's only one, but it's two people now. So I'll leave off. Okay, 4 o'clock. Not a lot of people in here. Hope it's they're not all trying to avoid me. Maybe I sent out some bad signals. I don't know. Okay, well, hey, welcome anyway. So yeah, you get near on one-to-one Zooms unless more people join. Okay, I'll take it personally. Ah, good. I'll just come. Okay, yeah, they're probably all flowing now. Let's give it a few moments there to flow in. I've got gold up there. It's getting high enough. It's going to just check a couple of other, the normal yields and dollar. Dollar is still above 112, which is good for a short on gold, that is. Having said that, though, the yields have come off quite a bit from over 4 to 3.7, or just, which is a bit of a tailwind for gold. So, yeah, I see the downside, but I'm not excited to go in as I normally would be. So maybe we'll get a bit of a better price, 9.5 for the moment. Okay, but we'll keep an eye on that. So if you just keep an eye on it, guys, starts getting up near the 1,675, even higher or better. Just draw my attention if you would, and we'll have another look at it, see what the score is as a possible evening trade. Okay, I also want to look at Brent for a trade. I put these down, gold and Brent. And before we do that, just do a little bit of reviewing. Scroll that down, takes me a couple of minutes to scroll it down. Okay, all right, let's have a look. Tried a couple this morning. One was a flop, I think it was CHF JPY. I thought that was the strongest one. That's why I say you always got to be so careful with the market. I thought that was a pretty good one, that one, I have to say. And I thought I was fairly confident of that more than the others. Never 100%, it's impossible. But more than the others that do pretty damn well. And clearly it hasn't. It's come back. And we've got to stop it at 146.25. Clearly it's taken that out. But we bounce now. So that was unfortunately not good, but very surprising, disappointed there. I thought it came back nicely for a buy, but clearly not. Okay, Euro CAD, got in there. Euro CAD, it's 3,480, I think it is. 3,480. At least that's not too badly. That's nicely in a profit. That's good news. As per normal, not that many people there. So people who are there probably know the score anyway. But to just modify the stop, maybe make it 34.20. At least you're 40 pips in profit, you get stopped out, and see if it can continue its downward path. So at least that's not too bad. Okay, so 1-1. The other one, Euro CHF, was doing fine. Now it's not doing so well. Last looked a couple of moments ago. Yeah, Euro CHF is not looking so good. Where do we get it on this one? Sure. Got some funny figures. Oh yeah, 96.80. Yeah, 96.80. Coming off quite nicely earlier on. I'll show you on the hour chart. Came off down there last couple of hours or so. Came right down here, looking pretty good. Now it's decided to pop back up again. So it's more or less even Steven now. So let it run. Okay, so that's even Steven. You had a Zephyr on a Euro JPY buy at 142.32. Euro JPY. Well, it's pretty at the moment, so I'll get this out there. Rubbish. In the way there. Yeah, so that's not looking so pretty. Let's a bit, but anyway, those who took it will have their stops, etc. Don't think they've already got stopped out. Got it at 40, yeah. I think you've been stopped out that one. Sorry about that, guys. If you took that stop, then you're out. Cross through there. Okay. Another one was some guys wanted to buy Brent at 88.20. I was looking more of a sell. I think it's gone up a bit. I'm still thinking of a sell, but a lot of guys seem to want to buy it for some reason. Oh no, hang on, it's a sell. No, it wasn't a buy, it's a sell. I'm trying to keep you updated and write things down at the same time and check the charts. And sometimes put the wrong bloody instrument against them and look at the figures of gobbledygook. Sell and trying to buy, trying to do quite a lot at once. That's why, guys, when you're in this business, you got to move it. And yeah, sometimes a little less haste, more speed might do the job. Okay, well, 88.20, it's up a bit at the moment, but it's trying to, it went up to 89 something. It's trying to come off the moment, so you might be lucky there. Stops over 91, so far okay. So nothing dazzling at the moment. One's doing pretty damn good. The others, about even Stevens, might do well in the end. This has got a chance, and unfortunately, one CHF JPY didn't. I'm giving up on it. I think if it comes back a bit more, I'm going to look to buy that one. I'm a bit surprised. I think it's a bit of a cut. JPY against the Swiss franc. Come on, guys. What the hell is it doing right down there? Okay, well, we'll soon find out. Leave it for the moment. If you're still in, that's fine. Okay, you hang 5, whatever you want to do there. Wasn't part of my idea, so I let you run with that because it's your idea and you're on top of it. It's fine. Right, Brent, I mentioned we're in, so that's fine. On the gold, second, the guys in here. The gold, no, it's not there yet, is it? Yes, it's starting to come right. If we get a bit higher, I'm looking at 1680. Just check the other indicators. Still above 112. Not much of a bounce yet, so we'd want to have a move back down if we're going to look at gold to come off. We want the confirmation, we just dive straight in. But if it can start coming from 1680, and then the dollar can continue to strengthen and get the yield start to move up, I think we've got a very good chance to take a decent trade back to 1850, which will be quite nice. Okay. CHFJPY, you moved your TP to 145. Why? You went short on that one, did you? I was looking for a buy on that one. Jacob, I was looking for a buy on that one and should have been stopped out at 145.25. If I got those things correct here. Oh, sorry. You mean SL to 145.25. I've got the stop at 146.25, so I put a buy that. So you got it at 145.25 as your stop. I get it now with you. I believe in the trade, but so be careful making a habit of doing that. Moving stops away, we've all done it. I'm not going to get clever on that. I've done as much as I have because you have so much faith in the trade, and sometimes you increase the downfall a little bit more. Remember, you work out the position, volumes, equity management, and where the stop is when you place the trade. Start moving away, you're just increasing your risk. It might work out for you, but if your risk is, let's say, 10 units and start fiddling it, you're increasing it. And then if it goes wrong, then you get a bigger smack than you can handle. So just be a little bit careful of that. They always tell you never to do it, but I just know from experience, dealing with people, dealing with self, what you say in theory, in the classroom, what people do in practice, different story. So we've all done it, and sometimes it's come off, to be honest. But I wouldn't make that a habit to get into. Every time it comes against you, you've got to accept it's the wrong trade. I think, oh, well, found it pop up and I'll move it away. That will bite more times than it comes right for you. It's not a habit. I try not to get it. Try to get into that habit. Always think of modifying the stop towards market, not away from it. Okay, right. So let's see if this Brent can come off and come right. Gold is coming up to 1680. It's having a nice move up. Nice move up. Right. Not so we should start diving in as now. It might start going up further. We don't know. The yields are still looking pretty iffy. Just going to check on the chart again with a shorter term. Yields are starting to move back up again. Now above 3.7, which is bad for gold. And the dollar still hovering around above 112. It's now 112.30. I think we could start getting a pullback here. So I think this is a possibility of a short here. As always, going to have a risk. We could work it out. Is it correct? So it goes wrong. We know the trades are going to go wrong. We know it. So let's not cripple you financially by not overexposing. That's what that's coming off. Maybe we can do it. Maybe we can do it. Sit there nicely. So if you want to do it, make. I think we can make it. I can make it out there. Yeah, make it 997 and 1650. So it moves. You've got to be quick on this thing. You missed the money there. Okay, that's not good enough. So you can bring the stop down. It's quite far. Maybe the stop down. Yeah, that'll do. Make that 1694. Make it a round figure. 1694. That should do it. 1694. Popped up a moment ago. Yeah, I think you're all right. So basically, you're risking 27 grand a micro. Does anybody not know how to do the maths on this? Because it worries me. A lot of people don't seem to be able to do this. To me, it's absolutely basic. If you want to risk 290 bucks, you go for 10 micros. I can't see what the issue is, but see, people seem to be grappling with this. I just don't understand why. Call it 30 bucks a micro. You've got a 10 grand account. You want to risk 500. Well, you divide 30 to 500, and it gives you position size. What's 30 to 500? About 16 times? 16 times. But 16 micros would be 0.16. If you've got a 30 grand account, you might want to risk maybe a little bit more, maybe a grand. So then you go for, what's that term? About 30, you go 0.3. But I see some staggering volumes, completely all over the place, and then say, you know, dig me out of this hole. I'm in a hole. What's happening? Well, you shouldn't, because it's absolutely 10-year-old arithmetic. You've got to get that basics. So here we are. Go for it. Now it's coming off nicely. There you are. Try that one. Just going to send it out, actually. Give me a moment, guys. Other guys want to know this as well. Just got to help them. Give me a moment. No, now I've just done that. The bloody sodding DX has come off 40 points. I sometimes go figure. Bloody hell. Sorry about that, guys. We suddenly decided to just jump down 40 points. Just to put that thing out. It was rising nicely. Yeah, so that's what I say. You've got to get this position size volume. It's at this stage, you've got to get, because this thing can do stuff that is completely beyond everyone, including, well, everybody. So you've got to get that right, because it's stressing when people go in, blow their account, and then wonder why. Well, if you can't do 10 and 10 is 20, you should be doing this. You know what I mean? You've got to get that volumes right. You have to do that. Say it day in, day out. I speak to myself. People overexpose it. That is the way. In the end, you have a quick profit, but it's going to come back and bite. Please believe me. Don't trade if you can't get the maths. Don't even think of doing this. You've got to get the maths, what a margin is, what the volumes are, understand those basics, because the market could do things that is seriously, because there's millions of people doing it with all sorts of different emotions and different strategies and different everything. So your overall position, if it doesn't come right, even if it was a good trade, you got your equity manager in place. I cannot do it any more than that, because the people are still doing it. I've had long sessions with them on it, and they're still doing it. You've got to control that emotion. You've got to control that disciplined area. Okay, just bear that in mind. You don't want to see 20–30% of your entire balance minus on one instrument. That's the way to do well. No, just no. Okay, very important. And then don't look around some to blame. If you do it, it's nobody else's fault. We do our best, but if you can't get the volumes right, then you're going to get snafu'd. Mathematics are basic. It's not difficult. You've got the position size calculator. Write that in what you're prepared to risk, and it gives you position size. I'll do it again. If you're prepared to risk 180 rand, what's 1380? Well, it's 6. So you put in 0.06. I just do that in 2 seconds on top of my head. All right, you might need a calculator, no problem with that. But at least you understand the concept of it. Otherwise, it is dangerous business. It's like doing a tightrope walking without a safety net. Okay. let me try if I've got 100 rand. If you've got 100 rand, make forget it. Don't even think about it. You need to have capital in the capitalist world. If you haven't got the capital, you won't be able to do the capitalist world. Shares are in the capitalist world. You can't do it if you haven't got the Tom. I'm sorry, you can't. You can't play around with $1 trillion market with $5 dollars. Come on, please use common sense, guys. Please, please. If you can't put a couple of grand in, unless you're putting a grand in just to give it a go till the money's released or to try it out or see if there are a bunch of scams you can get your money out, that's fair enough. But if you start to think you can make money in $1 trillion market, it's like going with a pea shooter against a tank. It ain't going to happen. And the fact you can think it can worries me because, well, no. If you've got 100 rand, fine, that's fine, it's quite safe there. Put some more money in and do it properly. Think, you know, if you go out shopping for a car with $100 in your pocket, well, you know, you've got to have the capital. You cannot do it without knowledge, the proper tools and equipment, Wi-Fi, computer, etc., and the capital. Otherwise, the guys, it's a zero-sum game. One guy who wins takes off the guy who lost. Who's the guy who loses? Who has no idea, no equipment, no knowledge, no money, no nothing. Well, you know, you've got to have the money to do it. Not a lot, but I don't explain any simpler. Use some common sense, please. I've not been harsh, but polite. They're putting this ridiculous amounts. One guy wanted to try and trade with 25 rand. I mean, he's making a fool of himself. Giving us a laugh, nothing else, which is it's unimaginable. Okay, right, let's do this thing properly now. Gold, yep, it's coming off. That's great. Is it too late to chase it now? I think you can still chase it now. The risk reward is still on 1.5, so you can still chase it. There's your risk per micro. Yeah, so we'll get that down. Okay, so we just came off from 80, didn't we? Once we get 80, we didn't, so make it 1679. Just imagine getting that in yourself anyway. 50. Okay, I just want to check Brent to see if anything's happening there. Where's Brent? Just a second. Going the wrong way. It's coming off. Thank goodness for that. It's coming off a bit, so we might be all right there. How's it, Tabasing? If I pronounce it right. No. I mean, I don't want to be nasty, but for goodness' sake, Seth. I mean, please, even if you don't know anything about the markets, go and ask your 50-year-old son. Do you think I could trade the worldwide market for $100? I mean, surely. And it happens a lot, and it's just it's insanity. You know what I mean? If you can't employ any form of modicum of common sense, I'm sorry, I can't handle it, man. Just beyond me. What do you think, Seth? Be honest with me. You can be polite and they'll carry on, but I mean, on Earth, you say I want a job, but I'm as a doctor. But what's this thing called stethoscope? And so I'm being picked on. It's beyond belief. It really is. It's screwed me head in. Okay. He's not only wasting our time, he's wasting his time as well. If he doesn't know that, he ain't going to be doing the derivatives market. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Zeph. All he's going to do is that little bit is probably the least afford it to give it out to somebody else who can easily afford to lose 100 rand because they take the trouble to learn it. Unbelievable. And they get all upset. Well, don't be upset. Learn. Probably saving $100 and I can eat tonight. I've had that, guys, you know, had to take money out and panicking because the bank's closed and need money for the weekend. What the hell are they doing in a complicated, complex derivatives market? If that is beyond them, you know what I'm saying? Do you agree, Zeph? I'd rather buy a lot of tickets, probably a better way to do it. Through to them, they just seem to get upset. Try to be polite, try everything, they just doesn't get it. Moving along. Right, where are we now? EuroCAD, is that coming off at all? That was one we had out this morning. EuroCAD, it's coming off. Oh, that's the one, yeah, we're doing okay on that one. That's right, EuroCHF, that was the one. Yeah. And you're not being kind to them, but being polite that way. because you know all they're going to do, the blow little money they've got. I mean, if you lose $100, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to sleep tonight. You know, some guys literally that might be their food. No, can't do it. Pull to be kind or whatever. But plus, it's frustrating when you're dealing with it. It's trying to teach a dog how to drive a motor car. It's not going to happen yet. You're a CHF, right? Let's have a look. You're a CHF. Geez, it's not doing so pretty at the moment, is it? Not so pretty at the moment. It was nice earlier on. Look how nice it was down there. Pop back up. Maybe we'll come right. What's our stop? So this is what I said, bounce around. That's why when you get a decent profit, it might be sometimes worth modifying your stop or whatever. Because it's very frustrating to see it nice in profit and then suddenly turn around and hit your stop loss. Yeah. I mean, your unmodified stop loss, that is. Thank you, Zeph. Thank you. I mean, I got pretty. Maybe there's a bit on the strong side there, but it's like the thorn that breaks the straw that breaks the camel's back. You know what I mean? And I just sure. Guys putting 25 on that. I mean, it's any form of common sense flying here. Spoon feed, you know, it's unbelievable. Probably blame the government. Anyone but their own fault. You know? Right, remember we mentioned this one. I thought there might be some downside. I was very nervous on the long, and the DXY seems some reading best known himself come off a bit. There is some more downside looking at the moment. Do I think a trade possibility here, Nash? No, I do not. No, I don't. It's a bit of a range trade. They're two pretty strong currencies. The dollar could suddenly strengthen any hint of any inflationary on farms. Coming up, all right, albeit on Friday, it's only Monday, to be fair. Other stuff that CPI might be coming out later on, I've checked. And that's next week. Anyway, but the point is, range trade, even to buy it at the bottom of the range, I'm a little bit nervous. The Swissy, despite that, it's on in Japanese yen, just still not quite sure why. I still think it's a pretty strong, stable currency. I think, I personally, if you want to trade the range, you'd have done okay with it. But I personally would be steering away from it. But then again, hey, Zeph, I'm steering away from the AUD USD the other day. Look how well that did. So that's just my opinion. Nothing is set in gospel. It's just my opinion. That's why I like to have other people say what they think as well. Some think it's a great idea and they could often be right. So anybody there think we could do a buy or a sell on this one? You see, there's a bit of support there. What do you want in our chart? Support there. Let's look at the 4 hour. Could come down there, I give you that. Bit of indecision today. What were we, 16 hours old today? Tried to go up, came down. Tried to come down, went up. That's an indecision candle in the Asher. So that's not helping the cause of buying or selling it under that. It's come down to the previous low there. Might be a few buyers come in to 1 hour. Little bit of a range on the 1 hour. Is it even worth doing a scalp trade? If you don't know what I mean by scalp trade, don't even touch it. You've got to know what you're doing, guys. This will eat you up and spit you out if you know what to do when you do it. 30 pips, it's not worth it. Sometimes, hey, Zeph, it's like watching, do you ever watch the wooden mic on Idols? Sometimes you wonder, you know what I mean? It's too short term to put a Fibonacci trying to do that. I give you juice, foot come off, but then the dollar's bounced again. I personally wouldn't go into this. Thank you, Nisha. Good stuff. Because I hear what you're saying, and I hate to say, no, I'm not keen, and you go flying off and you're missing out on a good trade. You won't be very happy. I can only express what I think, that I think I'll stay. Okay, right. If you're happy, that's fine. Is the NAS. We haven't done the NAS. It's not that off. Yeah, a bit of a bounce. If 11,000 held, as put in the weekly snippet right there over the weekend, holds, you maybe look for a short down. But 11,000 clearly has not held. It's bounced up. Can't say I'm that surprised, to be honest. After such a move down, let's put it there to get a better picture. Let's move down all that distance. Let's just do this to get a perspective. Down all that distance, which is just it's about 2,000 pips in how many days? Since the 13th of September, which is what, 20 days ago. So in 3 weeks or so, it has fallen 2,000 points. I can't say I'm that surprised. It might be a bit of a bounce. Don't buy the bounce unless you're very, very, we've got big gonads basically. But I'm expecting a bit of a bounce. It's getting a bit of on the daily, a bit of support there. If this support holds, it might offer an opportunity to break down, back down below 11,000. We're not out of the problems yet. I think the problem is safe to probably just unless you're used to dealing with the Nasdaq, you know what it's about, you know the stocks, you know the volatility, you know what's involved, you know what the capital's involved, and as you know what you're doing, then it's a different story. But guys are jumping on the prayer now, you might as well go to the gambling casino. And that's what unfortunately usually happens. But I personally think that I wouldn't touch it personally. If it gets a bit higher, I might consider it for a short down, depending on other systems at that time. I'd look again what the yields are doing, particularly on shares. The yields have got to be start to go back up again. I think I'm looking still a bit inflationary. Then I'll short it again. But at the moment, I think I'd hold fine. Okay. Uh-oh, look at gold. Funny that, because what does the yield do? Is it the dollar strength thing? Just a second. Yeah, the yield started to go up. Maybe just a short term. Probably just trying that one. Maybe I'd say it's probably doing is maybe a few guys. It's called a short squeeze. A short squeeze is where guys are going short, goes up, they can't handle the position any longer. So they have to close it. By closing a short, you're buying. That's called a short squeeze. You get a little bit of move up. Some of the institutions play around with the guys, are pushing it up, knock them out, then they come in and go and start taking it down. And when they start climbing, you start getting a bit of a movement. So yeah, we've got to stop if you did join it. That's why I say get the volumes right. The markets are going to go up and down. Everyone says when they go in, they immediately think it's going to go in their direction. Because a lot of guys have gone long on this out there. That's why if they didn't have guys going long, you wouldn't have anyone buy or sell. You wouldn't have a market. So there might be some guys out there that, so I'm spelling out the obvious a bit, but seem to spend most of the time doing that. So you're in, you got your equity manager right, it'll jump up and down, it might suddenly fall off it might not, we don't know. If it doesn't, that happens. If it does come off, we're smiling. So we'll see how it goes. I haven't sliced it, no idea, Zeph. I've seen that's been going around in my head most of the day. I haven't seen anything really affect. You can't look at the euro. It's a Swiss franc. It's not the Eurozone. It's independent, very stable entity. It's a money market entity. It produces quality Rolex, amongst other watches and clocks and whatever. I don't know. I'm sure there's a good reason out of it, but no news flashes come to me. It's very weird, yeah. I mean, that CHF-JPY, I personally thought was a high probability. So it really giving me a bit of jip this thing now. High probability trade. High probability. Look what it's doing down there. I've bounced off the bloody 25 stop. I'll give you that. And Jacob might be okay in the end. All right, not had to get into, but it should be okay this time. But yeah, seems we're recovering now, but it's very surprising. I mean, it's not as if the other ones. Let's look at the CAD JPY. Look at the CAD JPY. That went shooting up. So that means that Japanese yen was very weak there. And the CAD is supposed to be weak in the CHFY. You get the point. That's why there's various unknowns and surprise in the market. Again, position size got to be correct. Because that would have been very confident to go out. Oh, this I'm going to quadruple up, put the whole lot on this one. Look, and then he's suddenly all upset. Ask why? I don't know. That's a good example. JPY is very weak, and on this one, it's strong. So it's very strong against a stronger currency with CAD. You with me now? That's why I say often go figure, and that's why again you've got to get those volumes right. Because you've been in the game a lot, Zeph. I mean, maybe you need a bit of backing here. I don't think you've been around so long if you're going in massive overexposure in your trades here. And you agree with me, yeah. Well, I'd be surprised if you didn't. If you said no, short it, I'd say, where are you coming from? Yeah. And whether DXY comes off or up or not doesn't really affect the Swissy, you know. That gold's worrying me a bit. When we get bloody stopped out now, it's really taken off, isn't it? Wow. What's it suddenly taken off? What we're on the it's suddenly taken off the last half an hour, $21. That can't be right. Clappy has as well. Sure. Well, that's what he's done. It can't be right, but that's what it's saying, so it must be. What's Brent doing? That's probably Brent doing something daft now. Whatever, it's not too bad. Okay, so you are CAD. That's going. What's this one now? You are CAD 34. That was a short, right? Now I've got this right. Too bad. Am I cracking up here? Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, I'm with you now. That's not too bad. Well, that's not too bad. That's fine. Euro CAD at 134. So that's fine. That's coming off. That's pretty. Oh no, it's bounced up. I knew something. It was 133 something just now. Okay, all right. You might get stopped out then because you modified stop. If you did, if you didn't, well, that's your choice. Give information with use it's up to you. We had at 20, so you might get stopped out the profit. Well, that's all right. The other one was a Euro CHF. Is that doing silly buggers as well? Yeah. No, it's one of those days, right? Remember last week, Zeph, when it could go wrong, and then another day that made no sense. So, if you get it wrong, but I'd like to know why. Yeah. It's like you go for exam and they fail you, you ask them, what did I do wrong? So learn next time, they won't tell you. That's not pretty much, is it? To restudy or to fix. Okay. Yes, well, I've been down, Joanne, for quite a while, actually, down for a couple of days. More to the point, it was going up nicely at the beginning when this came in here at about 4, and it suddenly decided to pop down. Well, I've got the hour in front of me from 112.30ish to 111.70, for whatever reason. Let's just see if this 90 can hold. Okay, right. What's about the GBP USD? Yeah, I remember I was a bit nervous of shorting that earlier on. Sometimes I wanted to buy it. I was a bit nervous of that as well. But if you did go and buy it, you would go, in my opinion, against this trend. You're doing all right.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I just spare out. These. Nasdaq's going up a bit slowly but surely. Yeah, so we've got one okay and a couple not so okay. Well, this happens. Okay, we've had a lot of good ones. Oh, Apple, that's right. As Apple jumped up, we did very well. Oh, Apple's still coming off, so at least that's pretty good. Running at 155, that's not a bad one. Right, DXY's coming off. Somebody must have had that. Oh, hang on, 4 o'clock. That's right. I forgot about that. So manufacturing, United States, 50.9, expected 52.2, so slightly below. That's why it had a bit of a move off the 4. At least we had the answer to that one now. Okay, so that's why the dollar suddenly weakened at 4, because the manufacturing funding came out. It was below what was expected. 50.9 compared to 52.2, which is clearly lower, and that's had that sudden jolt down the gold. Okay, can't do everything at once. Maybe I should have seen in hindsight, but anyway, well, my done us a favor of being, being higher up, which would be negative, so that would have been good. Inflation effect. Okay, well, wasn't that big a difference, so maybe we'll get a bit of recovery. Not yet, though. That's the answer to that. Okay. Manufacturing came out States at 4 o'clock. We call it fundies, fundamental fundies. Was a little bit, not a great deal, but a bit less good than expected. Get the right way around. Okay. Right. Anything anybody wants to discuss out there? Anyone want to look at anything? Because the idea is, as I said, it's a forum. This is not a training class. People don't come here to learn how to operate the stock market and learn trading strategies, discuss trade ideas. And they interact on that basis. And to get left behind, because the other guys do interact and they don't understand what's going on, then they got to put their hand up. If they don't, they're going to get left behind. Yeah. No, it wasn't. The EuroCAD did okay. EuroCAD did well. CHF JPY didn't. Euro CHF was still in there. So one good, one bad. The other one's still in there. Brent's still in there. So I don't know the one to go out and trading on. Don't know anything else you might have done, of course. That's of course your decision. But hey, yeah, if you can, anyone can help me why the Japanese yen is doing so badly against the Canadian. See that? Doing very bad against Canadian and doing so damn well against the stronger currency. Not your answer postcard, but posted on here. Use the electronic format. Yeah. But I have a horrible feeling it's going to come off. We're going to forget about it. And next thing we'll look, it's up there somewhere and we've missed it. So, and we've missed it. It's up there somewhere and we've missed it. I think there's a good chance it's holding the support here. Gets 146. I think it's going to hold. But anyway, we'll see. Keep an eye on it, guys. Keep an eye. Missed it once, get it the next time around. I still see that as a buy, a strong buy, in fact. Okay. Remember in gas, guys, we got it at 9 something. I think it must have hit our TP by now. Yeah, must have done. Yeah, I think that was our TP down there. So those who were patient still in about 2 months later would have hit the TP. Okay. Right, but another blue mug. I like it, it's funny. I like it. Yeah. I think so. To be honest, I think so, yeah. Where's Brent? Yeah. Let's see what we're doing so far. Hey, it's come off a bit. What a pleasure. I think so. I think it's still a bit of a range trade around about the 88, 89 mark. Above that, I know that. Around about the 82, 50, 83, 50, somewhere around that level. I purposely don't give exact figures because it's not an exact science. A lot of this, I have to be honest, guys, is crystal ball gazing a lot of the time. So you've got to take an overall idea of it, and then I find from the past and my experience on a personal level, I do get it right more than wrong. But I'm very, very aware of funny things like the CHF JPY can happen, and that's why I'm very aware of it. Don't get too cute. And we're all human, you know. You get about 8, 9, 10 trades on the trot, and we think, oh, we've got this thing sorted, and then you look askance and you get a losing one. It's like life, eh? Just you think everything's 100%, something comes up, the spanner comes into the works. You know, it's the way it is. Yeah, but at least that seems to be coming right. Give me a bit of jip, seems to be coming right. So hang on in there. You got your stop protecting, and start to look bluish on the Brent. So Petro, that makes you any better. Our Brent is now bluish. We're out of CHF JPY. Our Euro CAD was bluish, and you modified your stop. You're out least from the profits. That'd be a blue. Just the Euro CHF is giving some jip. And so if that 97 can hold and comes off, well, who knows? That might come right as well. There's our stop loss on that. Do 97.25 seems a bit close. We've got a slightly wider stop here. We've got 97.25 on here. I think it's a bit close to that. But anyway, that be as it may, we're still in on that one. Just hope that can come right. Okay. So I can't pronounce Mr. Mullally, I think the first name I might battle with. Still, I think so. I think that range trade will come off. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, that's what I said. Think being the operative word. Okay. I thought the gold would come off, and what the hell happened to gold, eh? It's trying to. Come on, you bugger, come off now. We're still in on gold. Panic not. Well, I was getting a bit nervous, to be honest. Still in, we might get a pullback now. What's the yields doing? Starting to move up a bit. Good. So we might come right there. Okay. Okay, right. Anything you'd like me to show you? Any particular technical stuff you want to go over? Anything you'd like to discuss in our forum? There's a lot of guys here. Must be some questions you have to want to know about. If you say nothing, I'm assuming you can all go and pass your flying exams. You're all 100% knowledgeable. It's amazing, and people don't ask the question. The tech exam, they fail. Well, why didn't you ask? You know. So everyone's so knowledgeable now they don't need to ask it. They all know it all. That's great. So that's fine. If you do, don't forget you can. Head and shoulders. Head and shoulders. That mean that's a bit of a head, and this is a bit of a shoulder there. Is that what you're looking at? Well, that's a bullish head and shoulder. If that's the case, I hope it's not going to be. It's not a bearish head and shoulders. That's an inverted head and shoulders. So that could be a bull, which we hope it's not going to be. Anything you're looking at, Zeph? Or Fanny? But the others don't seem to want to join in, so I'll ask you guys. Okay, good question there. I use candlestick formations like the hammer, shooting star, and bearing gulf and all that. Just when I've decided I'm going to go long or short, it's bounced off a strong support or resistance area, and I'm waiting for a confirmation. I don't use it at all for an entry on its own. It's far too weak to give an entry on its own. It's there for confirmation. Simple as that. And I would say make it even simpler than that. Let's say, let's pick something, it doesn't really matter. Let's go the CAD JPY. If you're thinking of shorting it, it's on the 15, it looks like it's a range trade, and you want to short it, I might go to an hour candle, and I say, have I got a full hour candle in the red to see that the momentum is down? I might then look to go in and give me that confirmation to short it. I wouldn't say, oh, there's a hammer or a shooting star. I think I'll go in on that alone, go in it. No, I wouldn't. And often, funny enough, on the charts on investing.com, they often put a little thing on there, bullish engulfing candle or something like that, giving the option to go and buy. Or I think they're more covering themselves by pointing it out to you. But I think a lot of guys think that's an entry or entry level into the market. On its own, no, it isn't. All it's required for a candle is to see what the buyers and sellers are doing and look for a confirmation. If you let's go back to saying that you think the CAD is stronger than the JPY. It's right at support down here. It's bounced off support. I'm willing to go long. Never mind you get a bearing or whatever. If I'm starting to get a bullish engulfing, I would take it. But I wouldn't go against the trend. It's in the strong zone and all that, because I see a candlestick formation. That is not enough. So it's nice to know them, and it's nice for that confirmation, but no. You might get a bullish engulfing candle right at the double top. You wouldn't be buying it, no. You'd be looking, maybe it might come back off the double top. It might even actually, unless it breaks through, it could be a sell to come back. So I hope that sort of answers your question. Does that make sense? And quite frankly, does anyone disagree with that? Anyone find that they just trade a candlestick formation and have done very well out of it? Just my opinion. Well, it's been negative for the last 30, 40 minutes or so. We've had a little bit of a bounce, so I don't know if it's ongoing, but we've already had that discounted into that. But going back to the candles, any question on that? Anyone disagree? I'd like to hear your opinion. Mr. Mullally, did that answer your question? Are you okay with that? Thanks, yeah. Just bear in mind, and it's not just me saying this, so I'm not just making this up because I think so. It's an overwhelming opinion amongst the pros that a candlestick is just a confirmation. Candlestick on its own is nowhere near enough to make the entry. You need the other stuff we talk about, the 50-day, the 200-day, the other stuff we talk about internally on here, basically. Get a fib, a bounce of a fib, it's in a strong zone, got a strong support there, and it's bounced, and you get a confirmation Morningstar to buy it, well, then absolutely. But the Morningstar zone won't doesn't cut it. Okay, fantastic. This is really, it's interesting, isn't it? Can't handle this. What is happening? Wow. Jacob, you might suffer. This is coming off. There's something with the Swiss franc. I don't know what it is. Sorry about it, guys. I have no idea. There's something out there's got to be the Swiss franc. Why is this happening? Because it was overall strength of the Japanese yen. You wouldn't have the CAD JPY in the same situation. Let's find another one. Let's find CAD. Let's find Aussie JPY. What's happening with that? Is this apart from the CAD? Maybe. Look at that. CAD's there says Japanese is weakening. That's the base currency. If that's going up, means the Japanese yen is weakening. So it's only against the Swiss franc. Why is that? Yeah, I don't know. At least I'm admitting it. Not trying to make up some gobbledygook story. A lot of these analysts are right with these programs out there come up with. Yeah. No idea. Yeah. But I cannot see that being sustained. Nothing major come on the Japanese yen to give that reason. That's why I check the other currencies. Let's even look at the Euro Japanese yen. What's happening there? Euro's not a very strong currency, we know. Yeah, the Euro still managed to gain, so there's not down here somewhere. It's not to do with the yen, it's something to do with the Swiss franc. So there we are. Something weird there. God, it's a holiday, isn't it? Yeah, but even said holiday or no holiday, what's that going to do with the price of eggs? Oh, the world doesn't come to pieces just as a country goes on holiday for a day. We have so many holidays over here, we would have a problem, wouldn't we? Yeah, I go to Tesla. It's a good point because all you have to do, mostly with tech stocks, I presume, had a bit of a jump. This is today opening at midnight, whatever. It's got up 312 pips today. So that'll probably have a bit of a knock on. Let's look at the 15-minute. Yeah, a bit of a knock on bounce on the 15 minutes since opening as well. So not surprising. Tesla, Tesla's always been an extremely volatile stock. It's not for the faint-hearted trading Tesla. It's almost like trading individual indices. It's so volatile. Discussion here, if we get nearer 300 shorted, didn't quite get there and it's come off. I've often thought, much we all seem to admire the Mr. Musk, but I've often thought that, you know, we're a long way away from electric cars. It's still far too expensive for the average person. And, you know, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I still think for longer journeys, you're going to stop and spend a long time topping up the battery. It's not a question of just putting some fuel in and off you go again. So we're still a way to go on that. That's why we have to keep an eye on the oil price. We're a long way away from being independent of fossil fuel, that's for sure. What we can look, because I think it's quite a weak on this one. Maybe we get it. What's Brent doing? Looking at it, not much. What's gold doing? Gold's still bloody giving us chip. A little bit, yeah. Anyway, that's right. This one is potential short as well. One of the weaker ones. This is a good, for me, a good potential short. Maybe we should have looked at it a little bit earlier on, maybe around these levels here. I think this is a good potential short. And where can we get it? If we get it around about these levels, or maybe even better here, we get there, short it there, maybe we get a better price. Is the NAS still trying to move up? Might get a better price to short. That's a good potential, that one. Hovering there. There's a bit of resistance on that one on the daily. So keep an eye on Bubba. There's a good chance that might be, if you like a share, good chance on that one. That's why I was thinking more of the States and Europe. But a very good point there, Pat. Yeah. Yeah, you can't top your car battery up. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of it that way. It's a very good point. Yeah, if you continue having load shedding, you won't have time to top your bloody battery up. So you need to get in the car and do a journey, and you can't go because HCOM stopped the bloody thing being topped up. Yeah, so nothing's going to go down a wow here. Very good point. Stabbed in the face. I missed that. That's a good point. Yeah. Well, I suppose you go the hybrid route, hey, where you just put on the petrol side of it. In fact, if you've got long journeys like you do over here, maybe Australia, I don't know, I haven't been there, but then the hybrid might be the answer. And you stick to the petrol, and then you stop overnight, and then you can just power it up overnight. As long as you've got electricity, true. Very good, very good. Okay, I'm going to put a couple on for you. Just give me a second. We'll start off with DXY. Give yourself copy and paste for you, so keep it minimizing your laptop when you're trading. Very important. Very important. It's much more important than a hammer or a doji or a bearing dolphin candle or whatever, or a Morningstar, EV Star. That is important. I'll put the economic, very important. Do that right now. And I'll do the yields I was telling you about as well. Remember, the higher the yields, the worse it is for gold, and the worse it is for the share market. Share markets like low yields and a weak currency, but particularly likes low yields. I've done that twice now. Sorry, did that twice. On the calendar, I've done twice, haven't I? Calendar, yeah, I've done that. Beg your pardon. This is the one, the yields. Ignore that last one. Copy and paste it twice. Okay. And always remember, use a bit of common sense and thinking. Somebody asking, say, should I go into something? So I put out, if not already in, suggest a buy or sell, whatever it is. And the guy came back some more in, should I get another one? That's not using common sense. If you're already in, you don't touch it, you ignore it. If you're not already in, you like the look of it, and it's your decision to go for it. Yeah, but don't double up. And people doing, I don't think they're using the common sense. It's there, maybe it's fear, I know what it is. But suddenly then you got two of them. So you're risking 10 and now you're risking 20. It's all about controlling that risk. Profit will look after itself after that risk. Drive properly, in other words. Don't drive too fast, you'll get there quicker. You'll probably spend the night in a jail. Okay, hope that's you sorted there, John. Keep them, save them, and each morning you get up, minimize them. I'm talking a laptop. You can't really trade in the phone. I don't get what anyone says you can't. So I talk laptop. Phone for mobility. You're out in the shops, you want to put an order in or you want to modify a stop loss, take it out of your handbag, pocket, tap, 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 put it back in again. But this is where stuff's done on the screen. When you go for, you've got some money to do that, then get two screens, get the tools properly. You need the tools to do the job, obviously. Okay. But as I say, minimize it and keep it handy so that you can refer to it. And then you start getting the odds on your side. And because, again, you got your volumes right when you went for it, and you take the bad days, you get 3, 4, 5 bad on the trot. It's annoying, but you can handle it because you remember you got 8, 9, 10 the week before that were good. And very difficult. We all do it. Don't get ahead of yourself. Get 10 or 11 good ones on the trot. Think you own the world. No, always be careful. Get symmetry in it. Don't risk 10 on one, 50 another one, 5 another, even another one. Get symmetry. Discipline, knowledge, patience, capital, the right equipment. Then you can start making money in this business. Otherwise, you'll give money to the guys who have got the stuff going for them. It's the way of the world, isn't it? Don't be a modern Mike on the what's it, Idols. Yeah, haven't seen it for a few years, but I remember about 12 years ago. I switched it on, and I must admit, for some reason, having a laugh. One guy couldn't even remember his words of the song. You know, he wanted to be a professional singer. Unbelievable. Okay, fine. Good for support. Right. Let's see. Gold's still giving us jip, but let's see if we can get some movement on the index here. Just a second. I'm going to check it. Sometimes just check the prices because they get stuck. You need to refresh, and you think this is doing something. Hang on, it hasn't moved. What's going on? And you need to check it. Now you've got to use concentration. You got to be on it. Simple as that. If you want an effortless way to make money, buy a lottery ticket. You use your price of the lottery ticket. You got to be on it. Sorry, but the yields are coming off a bit, which is not good for gold, and it's good for the markets if you're long. And it starts a bit of moving up on the DXY, so we might get rescued on gold. Still in it, so let's see. And the Nasdaq hasn't exactly taken off, so yeah. I think, to be honest, Zephyr guys, finally traded for a while. When I see this sort of thing happening, I get the overall impression the big institutional guys are going to not such short territory. They're getting to a little bit indecision themselves because they're saying go figure. If they say go figure, well, little us must understand that because they get the most expensive equipment, all the PhDs, the most sophisticated stuff on their side. They get the news. Most of them work for the companies that produce the news, so they get it absolutely first before it goes out. So yeah, just bear that in mind. So the guy hasn't got the equipment, hasn't got the money, hasn't got anything, and he wants to compete against that. Well, clearly, well, no. Yeah, I think we will. Pretty sure we will get NFP will give direction, but that's not exactly like in an hour or two's time. It's on Friday, so what we're going to do? Give up everything till Friday? You know? I think often NFP is used as an excuse because things happen that don't make a lot of sense. So you got to find some reason for it. Now you usually get the NFP is 4 days away. I think just a little bit of a hiccup. So we'll see. Anyway. But this is really surprising me. If you're being stopped out, you might think it's worth having another go. And I wouldn't be against that. I cannot understand the Japanese yen, but all the other currencies is pretty weak and it's strong against the most powerful of the lot. It makes no sense at all. Maybe just wait a bit because some makes no sense, don't get cute. But I cannot see it taking this guy out here. Comes back here, well, I can only say I have no idea. Unless something's released. I think it's more than just being on holiday that we didn't know about. It's released in the middle of the night, all asleep, several hours afterwards. Oh, is that the reason? But yeah, that's what I say. You've got to keep your wits against you. Put that pop-up going in the background there. Just to flash a notification across my screen. And it said, congratulate some, SMS. Yeah, they're still going. Nobody uses them anymore. An SMS just comes through, congratulations, obviously to go and look into it. When I see that from somebody I don't know from a bar or so, to what's the first thing comes to my head? BS, trying to sell me something. So I'm going to take notes of it. You know what I mean? Some stranger's going to do me the big favor. You could win $1 million. Yeah. Got to keep your wits about you. You know? Something for nothing, radar should be going off. Just give me some shift this gold. What was happening here? Bloody hell. Well, I've gone myself, sent it out to a couple of people. I thought it was quite good around the 80 mark. Seemed to be coming off. Might get rescued, but it's not pretty at the moment. Oh, well. Had such a good week last week. Maybe the same will sod you. But there's a week to go. Yep, guys. Right, come with a big laugh there. Just want to check the euro. If you want to post, do so. You know, that comes first. But if you're not going to do that, I'll check myself for you. This one is still popping its head up after doing so well. It's Euro CHF. That's not so good either. It's Euro CHF. We've got that 9650. It looks like that's been stopped. Okay. Right, you're right, Petro. Not one of our days today. So anyway, hope you all got the volumes right so you can got enough to save for another day. But yeah, it's, you know, sometimes it does happen strange, even though you wonder what the euro is doing. Something to do with the Swiss franc here. It's particular Swiss franc. You're right, Zeph. Something happening there. We'll find out on due diligence later. Because those are pretty hot trades, in my opinion. The Swiss has letted me down. Anything else you want to look at, guys? Nasdaq's not much happening there, still more or less what it was just before. Now, this looks like going to get stopped out in a bloody hour or so. What the heck's going on here? Yeah, it's got up over $30 in the last hour or so. Well, sorry, last hour, beg your pardon. Last couple of hours. S&P. Probably doing the same. I mean, they're all intertwined, you know. Yeah. We talked about that the other day, looking for short on this one to get up to a decent level. It's start to look like we might be looking at short levels, maybe get a bit better. A bit nervous at the moment, start getting too cute. And after the CHF JPY and then the Euro CHF doing so well, now look at it. And then the gold. So yeah, we're all human. Knocks you a little bit. But keeping control of the emotions and patience, this happens. I think if it gets around about that level there, 3715, all things being equal, look at it for maybe a possibility tomorrow to short down if it gets that far. Hit the TP last time, so maybe get another one this time. Put the smile back on our faces, eh? I do it with you guys. It's not just me sitting on there and you doing it. I do it with you. So I go through the same gamut of it. Yeah, we're going to get stopped out. Back of it. I think just been stopped out, haven't we? Not quite. Just about stopped out. Remember, if you got them short, you'll be getting out on the buy. So it gets to 194, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Forget 9194 there. So yeah, not good. Yeah, it's been stopped out. Right, so right. And you got some virtual beers or whiskey there? Drown sorrow, I would say. There's the gold. Oh. Now, of course, it's coming down, eh? Ah! Typical. So I can't tell you strictly your stops, I don't do it myself, you know. So I did put it in myself, so I've been just knocked out. Where's yours at 45, Jacob? Hey. Ooh, it's not looking good. Could come down there. But yeah, okay, Zeph. You can if you like. I still think, actually, did you get in? Have you been on the short there, Knowledge? I have to say, yeah, I think so. I can't see continuing. You have a decent stop. Where's a decent stop? Yeah, you never above 1700. You could probably do it, actually. Yeah, to be honest, yeah, you might come out the one with a smile on the face on this one, yeah. Maybe at 1705 to stop. But no, you can make it 1710. There you are, 1710. And I'll stick with the 1650 because I think it's a great target in the end. So yeah, if you haven't got knocked, there you are. I think 1700's got a hold. Oh, I've got to, famous last words. But in all sense. But anyway, if you don't say to jump in again, if you just take a bit of a smack in it, sorry guys. But if you haven't, then you might sort of pick up the other guys that unfortunately left off. What do you think, Knowledge? Do you want to do that one? Might be one or two saying, sod it, I'm going to do it as well. And then come right the second time round. But yeah, I'm not keen to encourage you to do that. I would just say, take the pain and hope the next one's going to come out all right. The next trade, I mean. But yeah, if you want to do that, and if you haven't done it before, I keep repeating this because people don't seem to get it in the tone. If you've just done it, rather leave it. If you haven't just done it, fair enough. Okay, move on. Right. Still coming off this thing. Yeah. 45 stop, Jacob, which might be in the threat here. Glad I stuck this with the stop originally. Hey, we've been happy chapping. No, after session, I'll do a quick Google search or something like that and try and find out what's happened to Swissy there. Okay, right. Sorry about that, guys. Not looking pretty at all, but quite a sea of red today. But maybe we get a bit of rescue there on the. Yeah, leave that goal. Let's still giving mishap. You didn't reply to knowledge. I think probably you're right. Either way, chance that you might take out 1700 or something straight. We'll see anyway. Very surprising. Probably some fear zone coming out there in the big wide world. So suddenly clambering to get the goal, maybe. Okay. Yeah, Brent seems to be trying to come off, so we might get some sense out of that one. The Nasdaq for you guys. Is anything happening there? Not much. So yeah, that's indecision. I'd just say just take it easy for the moment, and we'll have another look tomorrow. You might get a few humdingers out. Just maybe keep the chin up. Don't think you've got 3 or 4 bad ones. It's the end of the world. Much you don't think it's you've won the world by giving up your job, going full time. You get 3 or 4 good ones. I wonder if the GBP shifts the same thing. Yeah, even that's jumping. It's definitely the Swiss AZF. That's definitely the Swissy. Swissy's the problem. Okay. Not the other stuff. Good. At least we solved that one. Why? I don't know. At least we pinned it down. Bit of Sherlock Holmes data stuff there. Couple of guys with Swissy. Don't talk about that. Yeah, well, that weakness probably would be some upside. Yeah. I thought earlier on, don't know if he's still here. I think he might have left. I think he's left, yeah. Might have been a good idea for a long on that basis. Thought of that. Yeah, DXY is still coming off, guys. That's still coming off. So gold looks like just leave the bloody thing alone. Might come off. Go figure. I thought that'd be about 700 when DXY is coming off. Well, anyway, but leave gold alone. DXY is still coming off, getting a bit of weakening coming in here. And yeah, the yields are down to 3.6. So yeah, be very careful at the moment. Just sit tight for the moment. If you've been stopped out, so be it. Don't get clever and do a revenge trade. If you haven't, you're still in them. As long as you got stop protecting, fine. Wouldn't get too cute by moving it away. Petro, you're a star. You got the go, Nasbud. I'm so pleased that you said that. Now, I'm talking red, and something about the blue. Amazing little thing I can cheer you all up. Cheers me up anyway. Brilliant. Well, I hope you get the last laugh. I'm actually quite chuffed about that. Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, so if you're in a trade, don't push your stop away, push it towards market price. Don't try and make a habit of pushing it away because it can come back and bite even bigger. And just hope that maybe Brent can rescue some of it. We got the Euro CAD, which removed the stop. If you did that, you'd have been stopped out on a profit. I'm out, so I got a profit on that one. I'm afraid I hit my stop on Swiss, not Swiss yen, and I've been knocked out on that one. A loss, unfortunately. And the gold I went in, and I'd just been knocked out at 94. So if that comes right, I pray and hope it does, it'll make my day. If it's not my money, it'll make my day. Okay, probably a good idea. I'm going to have a better look tomorrow, I acknowledge. Thanks for your support anyway. That is good news, Petra. That's great. Hope that sticks with that. It's like having a bad round of golf and you birdie the 18th. Then you can go and have your drink without feeling all sorry for yourself. And it looks like Jacob might be rescued. Didn't quite get to the 45, or did it? Are you still there, Jacob? Didn't quite get to 45. He should still be in it. I think Jacob's left. Why is he? No, he's still there. So he should still be in it. You might be lucky here, Jacob. You might get a bit of a bounce from here. You're still in. Ah, great stuff. I see you're still here. Great stuff. Well, you might get the bounce. You might not be a happy chappy if you get the bounce like Petra. You might have the last laugh. And I'll be so bloody pleased. Here's one that came down this morning. Just for an hour chart, 4 hour chart, would be better, yeah. Right down these levels here, and I was very tempted to say this is a good chance for a long. I don't know if something else, maybe a phone went or something, I missed it anyway. And I'm rather annoyed because we've done bloody well, wouldn't it? I missed that one. That would be an ideal round these levels to buy it back up again. I missed it. I'm not saying in hindsight that I would have done it, hesitate, something else cropped up. God, yeah. That would be nice. Doing the heat map just out of interest, just refreshing. Give me a moment. Yeah, the Swissy is very, very weak, and so is US dollar. Just shows, eh? Go figure. Two weakest at the moment, obviously that'll change. It's the US dollar and Swissy. Okay, sorry about that. It's not been the world's best session. But just try and remember, we've had some sessions there where it's just been one good one after the other. Try and keep that in memory when you have these days where basically it rains instead of the sun shining. Okay. And I don't know about you guys, at least we got the lights back on again. Okay, most of you guys have left, so I haven't got anything else. So should we wrap it up? Anything else? Zeph, Farney, Petro, Ricky, Jacob, Farney, anybody want to just clarify before we shoot off? If not, think of something after, write it down, come up with it tomorrow. Fantastic, Petro. Thank you for saying that. I hope it does come right for you. You're a CHF. Okay, Buani. Thank you for your input. Let's have a look. Right. Yeah, it's definitely a Swiss problem because euro is a weak currency, Swiss is a strong. Look what's happening there, which is clearly a problem in the land of the gnomes of Zurich. The land of the cuckoo clock. There's definitely a problem there. I'll be honest with you, cheers, funny. Buani, I would not be chasing it now. I don't know if you agree with me or not. Obviously, you'll have your opinion, but my opinion is I'm not keen to chase it now. I think I'd rather find out what has happened there, and even if it's not something's not good, I think it's going to go on forever. So I think I'd be very careful. I personally think the Euro CHF, amongst others, will be another shot at maybe selling it once we find out what the hell's wrong with the Swiss franc, because that should not be there. It should be down here. That is for sure. It should not be in the. Is that the strong zone or the neutral? Just give me a moment. No, it's in neutral, yeah. But it should be in the sell zone. So, yeah, we're going to find what that is out. If I can't, well, maybe one of you guys can. But clearly, it's a problem happening somewhere in Switzerland. That is ridiculous. Is that a fact? Are you just asking or questioning, or is that a fact? Does that just come out? Credit Suisse has gone bankrupt, or are you just pulling my leg? Well, Nick, can you come up with that? Because that's important. Thank you. There you are, guys. Anybody still left there? That's your answer. It's Credit Suisse. That's going to be all over the news. I mean, everybody's heard of Credit Suisse. You know what I mean? It's enormous. It's international. It's enormous. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. Now I know why. Credit Suisse. It's gone bankrupt. Wow, that is hectic. Not sure it's on a par with Lehman Brothers, those who remember that several years ago, but that's hectic. You're a star. You really are. Thank goodness, because it had to be. That makes no sense. Okay, now we've got it. Okay, guys. Yeah, we'll look at the tangled mess of the Switzerland situation tomorrow and see if we can get something out of it. But I wouldn't jump in, buy, sell, do anything for the moment. Let the dust settle. Because it's not going to affect it even worse. So just let it settle for the moment. Leave the Swiss franc out of the picture completely till we can find out some facts of what the hell's happening there. Okay, after this, I'm going to Blomberg and check it all out. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Sorry, it's not been one of the better afternoons we've ever had, but hopefully you can and not give up and join me tomorrow, and hope we can get the smile back on the blue faces. Okay. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Thank you for sticking with. See you tomorrow.